It really then, the work exploded from there. We now had a recording studio, we now had more offices and a big warehouse, so we could house more material, we could do recordings. From that time on, I could say that the responsibilities grew exponentially. I started working at Voice of God in 2011, so just in the few years I've been working there, there's been a lot of things that have changed as far as with the distribution and how to get the word out to the people. As we all know, the vision and burden has been to always give the bride everything, every recording and every translation that is available. But there are many challenges that were, before us, true as Voice of God, and I can speak specifically for our country, Zimbabwe, and our people. We had the books and tapes before, but nobody had the whole library. Our office even didn't have the whole library from 1947 to 65, every single tape. And the people in Africa, as you all know, are very missionary minded. So they'll go into a place and there's more and more believers who are giving their hearts to the Lord. So the demand for food was growing. So it's been awesome to see how the Lord has made a way to get this word into the hands of the people. As Brother Branham says, this message will land into the hands of the predestinated. The first real distribution trips I started to go on was right at the end when we were starting to get less of the books and more of the SD cards. And that was huge because before, with the books, bringing in big containers, for example, 40-foot container into Zimbabwe, they, besides, the duties and fees, they would charge us for the weight of the container. So if you have a 40-ton worth of books, that's just $40,000 in fees, in duties. You're not in making the books or distributing them, just in giving the revenue authority. And that really was a big hump, if you will, challenge. And once the books got there, we had to box them, keep them in the warehouse, and then start feeding our seed libraries, our full libraries. And then you take them more into the rural areas. They don't have conditions that can guarantee the continuity of the books. Maybe it's humid, maybe their hut leaks, and as the rain comes down, you can't keep everything dry. Maybe the flood come in and the books didn't last that long. Even from reading and changing hands, they would get tattered and torn over a while, and you had to replace them over the years. So that was a huge challenge as far as with getting the word out now to the people. You could only carry so much in a truck. It wouldn't even be maybe 4 years worth of messages. So when the SD cards then touched the ground in Zimbabwe, it was a much anticipated time. And it was revolutionary, But still there were challenges, and some of them were, yes, they were portable, and yes, the people could use them. Now they could put them in their phones, and it's a lot more accessible, if you will. But the moment you place that SD cards in the hands of the people, you knew for a fact that they're not going to be able to have the translation that you're going to have to translate next week. This is awesome, but I'm gonna have to come back. And you've just distributed here, but the whole country's crying, and it's like, we need it. With everything else in the past, with giving them cassettes, they needed a cassette player. Giving them, CDs, with the Lighthouse Project that came in, which was huge because, missionaries and ministers and churches and homes got the MP3 package with the radio and the books. But you still needed a player for whatever you were handing them. If you give them an SD card, they needed to have a tablet or a phone. But as time rolled on, it became more and more pressing that, this is awesome, but is there another way?